Don't have any sponsors here except for the
I
Crunch. You know what? I'm probably allowed to say this. I got the Crunch. This is my cousin's gym down in Hardin, Illinois.
Nice. I like that. I rock Cerro Gordo all the time.
Oh, that's the gold mine, huh?
Yeah, it's like a silver mine that they abandoned. Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
it's Brent. The fuck is his last name? Brent Anderson. I want to say something like that. He runs Ghost Town Living on YouTube. It's the shit, and he's building a hotel there. Once he gets done with that, we should definitely go stay at that thing. It's haunted too, so it's a ghost town. We can do full investigative. Did I lose you already? Let's see.
I was supposed to link out to
There you
the
are. There you are.
facing.
Oh no, I got cut off. What were you saying?
I heard you the whole time, but I was linking our show out to Facebook because, dude, sorry, yeah, I thought it was a gold mine, but you're right, it's like a ghost town mine, but it was a
Silver
mine.
mine. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a silver mine, a legit one. You could still mine galena or silver out of there, and he smelts it and sells it and shit. I've got a bunch of his stuff over in my trophy case over there. I got new trophy cases that I put together for all my stuff.
look at that.
It's awesome. So like I have a whole Nintendo wing. Hang on, I could flip this camera.
Yeah. Flip the
So I have
script.
a whole Nintendo wing right here. Those are all original Super Nintendo boxes from when I was a kid with the games still in them. They're worth a shit ton. I got the gumball machine. I got an hourglass, just some random stuff like that, like my Coke bottle from Star Wars, the original Tron light cycle. I've got another one down here with like one of the foul balls I caught, one of the Bitcoin dollars, my bubblegum kids patch, one from the Grand Canyon. This is from the ancient Egyptian section at the Field Museum. Doc, of course, Marty, of course. I got another one down here with my original Starscream Transformer, another three more Transformers when I was a kid. Rafa.
Timmy,
I
what
got.
up?
Oh,
You
is he
like it?
watching?
You like it? A juice popped in. What do you mean, Rafa? Where did Rafa at? Oh, yeah.
Right there. I got a Rafa. A bunch of my book collection. I got my original Voltron. I should make the whole thing. I got my Mad Money Jim Cramer souvenirs from when he was actually still good. Got a bunch of Spider-Man figures set up here. I got my Dakota wing. This is my Dakota stuff. Here's one of my Legos that I built. I built the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, and they actually have that's a Lego tape. Then I got little turtles, Street Fighter combo with Cuphead. All my
It's like a Toy
Cuphead
Story.
figures,
Yeah, I know. Look
dude.
at
It's great.
Hey, show
And
the
then
Cuphead.
all
Show the Cuphead.
yeah. See, here's Cuphead himself, but I have
Yeah.
every single Cuphead Funko that they make. But yeah, no, this is my toy store, bro. I
You're
love
like
it.
a collector, bruh.
Yeah, no, I'm hardcore. It's insane. And I have a ton more Lego sets that I built that are like on display. I got the Thor hammer. Man. Look at this sucker, baby. Woo! Thor's hammer, sucker. Look at that. All Legos. Whoa, I broke it. Look at that sucker. We got a little strap.
The link out to a couple other peeps.
Yeah, no
Oh,
worries.
we have one of those here. Like shoots. It shoots like darts out the handle.
Yeah, this pure Legos, dude.
Payne's up there doing Legos right now, man. He loves
Yeah.
them.
I love that thing. That's one of my prized possessions. I got a bunch of stuff out there that we've done. We do Legos all the time just because it's a lot of fun, especially in cold weather. It's we watch like YouTube stuff on classic Nintendo videos. Like there's this one guy we follow who does a bunch of classic Nintendo videos about like the history of the Super Nintendo, the history of Nintendo, the history of certain games and stuff. It's
Yeah.
super awesome, man. This guy's
Hold on.
great.
So, well, geez, there's so much there. Like we've been looking at that app. What was the app, the shopping app that you've been into lately? Whatnot?
Yeah, dude, I'm addicted to that big time.
Give me
Yeah.
like a 1 minute to the peeps that are watching on roll.
Synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Whatnot is like it's like an auction app. So there's a timer set, and usually people put something up like, "Oh, we got this Lego set where you can build Thor's hammer. We're gonna start it at 10 bucks." Boom! They start the auction. It's like a minute and a half. The timer goes down. The timer goes to zero. Whatever the price is, you get it
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
So you can bid, as much as you want in dollar increments or whatever increments you want, and if timer runs out, you get it. But every time somebody makes a bid, the timer jumps back to 15 seconds. As long as it's under 15 seconds, it'll jump back to 15 seconds. So it'll keep that like tension going. So like you'll be bidding on something, it'll get down to 1 second, and you're like, I got this for like half off, boom, and then somebody bids, you're like, damn, so it like starts getting
So
your
wait
heart
a minute,
racing a
hold
little
on.
bit.
One set question. So when they come in, if I was, because I applied and they're like, send us a picture of your inventory. I took a couple
Oh, to
pictures
be
of
a
something.
seller?
They want to see that you actually have inventory. I had like four things. I was like, oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
sell this and maybe this. I
Just
don't
go
know.
to Target and take a picture of the whole aisle.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Or I'll
This is
you
my
send me
inventory.
a video. Send me on like a video of your spot. So, dude, you should be going live at TikTok in that place right over there, man. That's where you sell that
It's
crap. I see
awesome.
where your head's at now. But so anyway,
It's addicting.
here's the thing. So when let's say they start one, does it only 15 seconds? And if nobody bids in 15 seconds, you lose, or it like starts at 5 minutes and then it's like every bid is 50. You only get 15 seconds between bids, and then it's like done. You know what I
So
mean?
you could bid at any point during the timer going down, and if it hits zero and you're the highest bidder, you win. And if anyone bids and it's under 15 seconds, it just resets the timer a little bit to give you a shot to outbid that person, or
Yeah,
whoever a shot to outbid that
yeah.
person, really. And then yeah, you just have to be the highest bidder at zero. And I've won every single Super Nintendo game I have like that, every single 64 game, both systems, tons of Genesis stuff because I just do retro games on there. But they have everything. They have like
So
current games, they have Disney, they have baseball cards, they have comics, they have
yeah, I saw that.
clothing, they have purses, they have jewelry, they have everything. It's insane.
So wait a minute though. Are you getting deals?
Oh, big time. So like if
Deals.
I wanted to eBay to buy one of the games that I bought, right? So it would probably cost me 45 bucks. But on whatnot, I'm getting them for anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks less. And if I don't, like you could see, so I know how much the game's worth
Yeah,
that I'm looking to get,
yeah,
right? So if
yeah.
it gets up near there, I'm just like, oh, screw it. I'll try again on some other auction. And then sure enough, lo and behold, you'll get that sucker for 10, 15 bucks cheaper than you would on like
I
eBay
saw
or
a
something.
lady.
Because you can't buy it in the store.
It's nuts. I saw a lady with a full rack of clothes. It was like they were in a closet. It was her and
Hmm.
like three other people. And she was like, "All right." She's like, pulls this coat off the rack. She's like, "Brand new Patagonia." And they're like, "Da da da, $5, 10, $20. All right, send it and ship it." And I was
Boom,
just like,
sold.
and then
Yep.
they grab another thing off, and I
Another
was like,
one.
"Wow." So that's why I thought, well, shit, I'll just start selling shit around the place, like whatever I have. I have those comics and stuff, and then I know there's stuff old camera gear I could probably get rid of, but
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, you
I,
could have a whole show, like just label it as a yard sale and just have whatever. There's tons of
maybe
people
that's what
that
I
do
should
that
tell them.
stuff.
But when they came back asking for inventory, I was like, ah, shit. But um,
And go
dude,
to
so
Goodwill and just film that whole store. Here's
the
my inventory,
Goodwill is
Mike.
interesting. I think you just get a store that's a 501c3 nonprofit.
Yep.
Go all around town collecting shit, and the people that want to drop shit off, you give them a write-off slip, and then you sell it for $3 to $20 in the store. Like it's
Hmm.
a perfect
There's
business
tons of
model.
people that do that stuff. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a couple stores in Schaumburg here that do that. And then my tip for everybody too is if you're looking to get stuff to put into that store, obviously you can't go to another reseller and do that because you can't get it that cheap. And
Mhm.
and no one's willing to give it away, or it's just a slow time with donations or whatever.
Yeah.
Go, and you know this already. Go to estatesales.net and just
Oh
check
yeah.
in your area for estate sales, man, because those places are gold mines.
Yeah, they
That's the
are.
last bastion in my mind because everywhere else is already priced in. So even some of the estate sales now, honestly, they're using like eBay prices to try to figure out what their comps are going to be. So,
No, you know what? You're right. Here's the thing. I think like, I think you're right. I would like to do like a pre-garage sale service where you advertise for people to say, "Look, don't have a garage sale. The average garage sale makes $200 to $400 and you have to spend 2 weekends and all your time. We'll pick up everything right now, for $300 or something,
yep,
because you're gonna. It depends. They'd have to send a video or a picture, or whatever. Then
of
just don't
inventory
even
or
have
whatever.
a garage sale. We'll just give you what you're probably going to make and save you all this time. And then hopefully you have
Yep.
some gold in there. But
there's services that do that, and they kind of run the estate sale game.
Well,
To
the
your
estate
point,
sale thing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So the companies that organize and manage these estate sales also do exactly what you're talking about too. And then
Yeah.
they'll have like a building that they open up or like some sort of
Smart.
space, like warehouse space, and it'll be like an open house. You can just show up. They'll have everything in containers on these tables or whatever, and you just kind of flea market it. You just zigzag through the aisles and
Crazy.
grab whatever. Yeah.
Dude, it's honestly crazy. I can see why right now nobody would do what we're doing where we're doing it because we had two friends in here and there's nobody in here, which I
Yeah.
would expect.
Yeah.
But when you
Yeah. We
go to
haven't done it in a while.
TikTok, what'd you say?
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while. So.
Regardless, though, like, but when we go to TikTok with
Oh, you had
Zilch
randos jumping
and
in.
there's immediately people in there,
I
but
gotta
there's
figure
a
out my
lot of
follower game.
I did mine on purpose only because I wanted to do the ball live, which maybe we could do on here, dude.
Dude, that would be
Yeah,
great.
dude, everybody on Twitter is stealing my freaking idea now. Everybody's they're putting this out. They're saying, um, here's a NFT, and you can buy a ticket for $20. And after 2,000 people buy a ticket, we're gonna raffle it. They're
They
raffling
do
off,
this, dude. They do the same thing on Whatnot as well.
and I'm just like,
Shit, you know.
um, I want to do that, but I was afraid to do it because I was like, it's probably not legal, you
It's
know.
legal as fuck. They do it on Whatnot, like I said. So honestly, these guys will do mystery envelopes where you just have,
Yeah,
like you said, you could have mystery NFTs where people just bid it up, and if they get it for $5, and then boom, it's a doodle. It's like, holy shit, I got a doodle for $5. That word spreads, and then people will quote unquote gamble in order to try to get a doodle for $15. But most of the time, they're going to get block runners.
I would have bet. Well, I would have went and bought three tickets for three different like blue chip NFTs for like
Sure.
for $300 or whatever I was gonna spend.
But
I
you
mean,
mix in commons too. That's how they do it. That's how they make their money. So you mix in some commons, you give them a
no,
range. You say
they
NFTs
were
in this range.
no, they were putting it up, and they were saying this BAYC. You will the
Yeah.
ticket for this one or point oh 0.08 ETH. Do you want one ticket or not? And then whenever they sell the tickets
Wow.
out, then they just raffle it to one of the people. And I'm like,
That's even more consistent because the way I'm talking about, you
it's a
could run
surprise.
into a dry. Yeah, you could run into a
Yeah.
dry spell where you don't get as much money and you end up losing cash. Sure.
This is like you're neither lose shit. This is like a lottery. It's exact. I mean, it's a freaking raffle, and I'm just like, that's cool. I think you have to do it now before it does kind of get a little bit regulated. But uh,
Guarantee it gets regulated.
you know,
Everything's getting regulated. But let's talk about fasting. That's what we're gonna jump or start the show off with, man. And I started just chatting. I didn't even know you hit live, so I was just still bullshitting,
it was
you know?
perfect. I loved it. I wanted
Yeah.
to see what you got going on back there. You look like a true collector, man. You are a collector, but you look like the essence of a
Oh,
collector, and like you look like you have a couple 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's nice.
I have my whole setup. I'm ready to go.
So
It's just I end up sitting on the stock market all day.
yeah, I've been spending some time there too, and I really like it. I really have fun in there, man. I have fun in the research.
Oh
I,
man. Yeah, dude, all of it. You're way crazier than I am too, because you'll get into like some biopharmaceutical shit, and I'm just like, woo, this boy's way down the rabbit hole.
like whatever.
And I'm fucking talking about Apple.
Yeah, but that's like what you keep saying. It's just like stacking stacks of $1,000 away. Like just like keep stacking them, keeps or whatever it is.
I've been throwing some cash aside like that too, just in case. Like I've been taking cash out of the bank and just throwing it in an envelope in my safe, just in case, for doomsday.
Good
You know what I
idea.
mean?
Oh,
Yeah, or run on the banks or some shit. So I got my ledger with some crypto. I got some hardcore currency. I've got
I got a
obviously the
bag of
digital
nickel.
currency. Dude, I got a I do hang on.
Don't. I get a juice. Put the money bag down. Look. Nobody's gonna watch me.
Look at
I'm not
this.
even on camera.
Look at this, man.
What do you got?
Well, I can open it. It's not nickels, but it's solid cafe. Actually, they're not solid cafe anymore since like '63, but you know what I mean.
Whoa, check these.
Whole bin. Oh shit, dog! What's that?
These are nickels. They're two like cases
Oh, two nickel bars.
from the mint.
Oh,
No, they're not.
oh, I thought They were solid nickel bars. I was like, holy shit.
Those Folgers. They're like rolls of $25 worth of nickels, like straight from the Denver Mint. It
Oh,
was like a,
dude.
it was like a, dude. It was probably 1990 something, and I heard it on the radio, and I was like, I'm getting some nickels,
Here,
and now they've followed me
I
all around the country.
I got some real deal shit. Did you ever watch The Mandalorian?
I haven't, man, and surprising
Okay,
for
so
me because I love all Star Wars everything.
right, so this is the currency that he gets paid in one of
Right?
the episodes, but I bought real silver bars. They sold them on one of the exchanges.
See,
They're real silver bars in fucking Star Wars currency, dude.
I love that Star Wars.
It's so cool.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I gotta put these back because they're holding up my picks.
They're what?
I'll
They're
show
holding
you.
up your armpits?
Yeah, very sturdy armpits.
Yeah, that's true. You
Dude,
got some sturdy armpits.
I framed my some of my NFTs over there. I don't have, but I
Oh,
still.
what you
But
got? Oh, dude, that's awesome.
this is my Payne did this one day, and so I was like,
Dude, I remember you showed me that.
yeah, it doesn't fit the frame, but these dollar store frames are awesome.
That's totally what I do too. It's just kinda, you cut off what you cut off and, it is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't cut it, but um, dude, so much to read this year.
Yeah.
I love the solstice. I love the idea of, you always hear the idea of like writing something down and then like burning it, right? And so that's what they were talking about today.
Like a
Is
sigil. That's what it's called. You make like a
that's
sigil.
nice.
Burn
Yeah.
that shit.
So like that and this is a time of light. It's a rebirth of the sun. The winter solstice, it's a rebirth of our sun. It's the
We'll check
shortest
this out.
day, right? So it's the rebirth of our sun. It's the next turning, and so essentially everything begins to waken up. Really, they said the solstice doesn't start till like 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's when it starts. But like they kind of used to celebrate this for like a couple days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about light, right? It's about celebrating the sun. So it's about, fire,
Yeah.
light, which is interesting because Hanukkah, is about 8 days of light. Really, when the candles, they had enough oil and the candles, the lamp
Would
stayed lit.
burn for that long.
And it
Yeah.
was like, but again, of light, right? The star lights the way. I mean, it all happens to be around, Christmas time. And man, it's interesting. I'm excited to write something down and throw it in the fire. We were
Dude,
saying
I'm loving this.
like, I'm like, yeah, you got to write something down and throw it in the fire. And Jenny's like, oh, like Sunny, and she meant like she got motion like picker. I'm like, no, you're supposed to write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not sacrificing anything for real here.
Well, they did sacrifice bulls. Actually, check
That's
this.
true.
Is Tim still there?
I don't know. How do I look? I can't see who in here.
Check this, dude. So Otto, on
Yeah,
NFT,
and yeah,
Otto the
yeah.
pool boy.
Love that dude.
Yeah, so he started tankies, and I bought one of his tankies.
Yes.
They sold
What? You got a deck?
nine scape. They only released nine, and I bought one right away.
Wow.
And he's like,
That's
dude, so
incredible.
sick you got this thing.
That is so sick that you got that. That's incredible.
It was $125, dude.
Shit. Yeah, see, Tim's in here. Dude, that's awesome.
I know. I haven't posted a picture. I posted a picture when it came in the box. Like it shows up, whoever buys skateboards, it's an awesome box. And I posted a picture, like a sneak peek, and I was like, let's see it. And that was like 2 months ago, and I haven't posted since.
Wow. You
But I
gotta you
now,
gotta put that up. There's like deck holders that you can get for like wall art.
yeah, I want to get something like that because I told him I was like, hey, my 7-year-old really wanted a skateboard for Christmas, so he's gonna be riding this all over the place. And I think he was
Or
kind
do
of,
that.
I think he was kind of like, you can do whatever you want with it, but
No, I'm telling you, man. That's perfect. Either give it to the kid and then he makes it legendary, or you use it as wall art.
Tim said he's leaving the office. He'll jump on if we're still on 10 minutes.
He's leaving the office now.
Guys, fucking, that's what happens, crushing it.
Damn. I thought I was burning the candle at
Yeah,
both ends, leaving at
hold on a minute.
6.
Hold on a minute. Yes, he had us on YouTube. Maybe he was working. End of the year, we're going to give you that. But
That's
maybe
true.
he was
That's
getting his
true.
NFT time in at the office before he came home. You know how
He
many
has
times
responsibilities.
your child's older, but like there's a lot of times when I go to the store and the store's so close, I'll be in the parking lot on my phone for 15 minutes before I walk in the place, just because I'm like catching up with you, or like, what took you so long? It's like, I was just hanging out. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem is you end
Why,
up getting sucked into like a time vortex too.
dude? That's true. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm rushed. I feel like there's this internal clock that's like always rushing. I hate it.
Yeah, dude, there was a thing I seen recently about time, and it said that that is what enslaves us to this dimension, perception, holographic reality, whatever you want to call it. You know, everybody's got their own little conspiracy theory label for shit, you know. But time is what enslaves us here. And our spiritual beings, our spiritual selves, our souls, whatever you want to call it, because everyone's got a thousand labels for that too. Um, are free of anything like that. So there is no such thing as time when you're a spirit, when you're a soul, when you're just a light being, you know. Um, but because we are trapped in this physical reality by time, um, that's like our biggest like misconception. Like everybody always thinks that time's either one of the dimensions
Yeah.
or it's, you know, they like you said, they live by it or they feel rushed by it or it controls their lives or they don't have enough or they have too much or you know, it's always about time. You're always looking at your watch, you're always looking at the clock, you're
Throwing the
you know,
watch out
what
there.
time are you going to wake up? What time are you going to go to bed? What time are you going to eat? What time are you going to go to get the kids? What time are you going to go? What time's your show on? What time are we going to do this podcast? Everything time, 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 time. It's like fucking like handcuffs, man. You are enslaved by time. So my theory always is don't even consider it unless you have obviously if you have to go pick up your kid, you don't want to just go off into la la land and your kid's standing in the fucking rain because you were supposed to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? I get it. All right. But for the most part, you need to find a stretch of time during your day where you can not worry about time. You know what I'm saying? And that's where
Yeah.
discipline comes in, right? So Jocko Willink's always talking about discipline equals freedom or, you know, that type of stuff, right? Because that's why I think that discipline does equal freedom. Because if you have discipline and order and you can manage all the things that you need to do in some sort of schedule that's based off of time, then you can free yourself up for a little bit of, you know, time. Again, I keep using it where you don't have to worry about none of that and you can do whatever you want. You can get really deep into, you know, some research, some winter solstice prayer, reading the Bible. You can get really deep into lighting a fire and going out in the backyard and burning a sigil, like you said. You can get into making Legos. You can get into watching the history of Nintendo on YouTube. And it doesn't matter because you're not like, oh my God, all right, I only got 5 more minutes. I'll just watch this a little bit longer. I got to go do something. You know, like you're constantly pulling yourself out of the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And then when I go to that point, I sit back and I look at my, list of time things that take up my time. And I say, why am I doing all of these things? Like, what is the point of all these things? I want to read, I want to write, I want to work out, I got a sauna, I got to do my walk, I
Uh-huh.
get on my thing and I got to make these, do my job. And then after that, then it's like, okay, cool. Now I do family time. I know that routine. We make the dinner, we hang out together and we have fun. We try whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what the
Routine, like you
yeah, but
said,
it's like,
yeah.
what do we do? Like, it's like, I just feel like sometimes we're putting these things on us to do these things. Not so much the health and fitness stuff, but I guess I'm not sure, really how this plays. But when I look at the list, I just say to myself, like, we arbitrarily sometimes make ourselves busy,
Busy. Mhm.
like for some reason.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's it's to keep from going crazy, or honestly, what I think it is it's a little bit that was a little bit off the deep end,
yeah,
but it's
no,
because people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts. That's what it is.
or they don't know. Yeah, it's easy to find some way to fill them to the point where it's hard for me to drive down the street without looking at my phone multiple times. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it's like, yeah, I think I'm going to try to do some, and I've said this multiple times. I've never really done it, but I keep putting on my to-do list to block off, like from, 6 to 9 or whatever, 6 to 10 at night, no phone. But I think I'm going to do like
Ooh,
a week where I do no phone for a
a
week.
week?
Yeah, a whole week.
That would be awesome.
But I don't know how. I think I have to get a landline. I
Yeah,
think I have
you
to,
would. You'd have to get some sort of
or
connection.
I tell my people at work to just call me on Google Voice line or whatever. But I kind of would like a landline for the simple fact that, like, here you go. You got a beautiful watch. Let's see it. There it is, T.
Oh, oh. No,
Look at this
I
stuff.
honestly think that this is the move because you can take this watch and you can make it your phone. Then
That's
you
what
can leave your phone, at your house or whatever and do whatever.
that's what I'm saying. So now you can get your phone calls. You can reply to text messages. If you want, you could respond to an email. It's not the easiest,
Emails,
but you
anything.
could do. And
Yeah,
then
just
you
talk
could
into it.
have wireless headphones, and you could take a phone call from the watch because it's cellular now. I mean, they have them
Yep.
before. And then you leave the phone. The phone is like, it's the okay. Here's the thing. It's not a fucking phone. It's a phone, but it's a computer that happens to have a phone in it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like leaving your computer because we should be on all the time. Like I should, or not on, but I don't want to just because
Yeah,
I text message feel like I need to respond to it.
I agree. And I tell people that all the time. I
And
we
yeah,
we made no agreement on an obligation
yeah,
as to far as return time.
yeah, true.
But if we're talking really quick and we're going back and this just happened to us. Um, we were talking a little bit, then all of a sudden I got distracted because some dude came to pick up them greenhouses I was telling you about. So I was messing around with that, and then 2 hours go by, and I look at my phone. I'm like, 7 messages. What the hell? So then I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, Joel's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, damn. I hope he, um,
Oh yeah, we're
what
good.
like because you actually wanted to test something too, and I was like, shit, I missed that too. But I felt bad just because I had kind of disappeared out of nowhere. But that happens all the time, and it happens when you get pulled away because of something. It
Yeah.
happens when Timmy gets pulled away. He has to do something. Everybody has it happen, and if you don't actually go do whatever those things are, like the house could be burning down, but I have to fucking reply to a text to you. No, I'm gonna get the fuck out of the house. You know what I mean? Like, come on, it's that simple, right?
No, it's so true. I
Yeah.
find this is interesting. I find it. The dog has to go out, so I'm gonna try to make this happen.
Oh, this is
I
great.
find it now. Then, oh look what we just got the other day.
It's like a oh, dude, you sent me a picture. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's freaking great. It's so
And
fun.
then what was the other thing? Oh, you got a T2?
Oh,
No, is it a
uh,
stand-up arcade game?
where?
What else did you get? You
Oh,
got
that's a
something else,
tramp.
didn't you?
Oh, I don't know what we got.
No. Thought you sent me pictures of two things. Maybe I'm just tripping, dog.
Oh, dude. Well, let's just keep it chill because I don't know if Payne's around, and maybe some of that stuff might be on.
Oh,
But
I I don't know what I'm talking about.
I forgot what we were just fucking ramming on, but I wanted to finish this anyway. Yeah.
No, just about, texting back and forth,
Oh yeah.
time in
Yeah, yeah.
between, that's expectations pretty much in general.
Well, here's the deal then. So think of this: like now, people work from home,
Yep.
and some jobs, you want to be available. Maybe anytime if my
Whenever.
boss
Yeah.
said to email me or call me or whatever. So that's the case. Then, like during the day, maybe I'm not available because I got other. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
You're meditating, hopefully.
or I'm out at the store, or I'm doing whatever, going out to lunch, or I don't know what it is. But what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
it's like I think when you go fully remote, then your expectations have to change. Anyway, that was a little kind of off
I think
topic.
everybody's expectations need to change as far as the communication aspect in this world because everyone wants you to react immediately. Like no one's even able to think about anything. And if you think about anything, then you're indecisive. It's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude, you gave me like literally 2/10 of a second here. Like, come on.
I was interviewing a girl today, and I asked her if she had any other questions for me, and she just sat there, and I'm on the phone with her, and it was like it was about
Awkward
that
silence.
long. It was about that long, and I waited, and then um, she's like, "No, I don't think so." And I was like, "You know what? I appreciate you taking the time to think about it because
Yeah,
you."
to try to formulate some thought.
Yeah, because a lot of times we rush through because I don't know, we're just like, "Ah, I'll figure it out later." Yeah, no,
It's
no,
an
I'm good.
expectation too, again, like you're just like, but they expect me to just, say no. Or maybe it's nerves and you just want to wrap it up and
Or,
all that stuff.
or you don't
There's
want.
so many different things.
There's a ton. There's a ton. Um,
Crutches.
so
Crutches.
here's the deal. We're
Yeah,
doing
what you
this.
got, man?
We're gonna go back to the fast real quick.
Yeah.
So we got the fast starting. It already started, right? 8 o'clock right now.
Yes, at 8 o'clock we kicked it off. I might have started a little bit earlier just because of life, but you know how it is. You weren't eating 10 minutes before or 15 minutes before either.
No,
So
I probably ate my last food at like 7.
the only thing that I cheated on a little bit is this. So it's 8:10. So I'm good to go. I won't touch that anymore, but I do have water, so we're good to go.
You got water? Yeah, I mean, call it 8:30 and go upstairs and have a cookie if you want.
It's all good. This
Yeah.
is water too, but it just has more than caffeine in it. It
So
has
let's get a couple answers, even if we have to
too
Google them
much
real quick.
bullshit.
I might need your help because I don't have my computer and I'm on my phone. But okay, so black coffee. What are the rules here? Ground rules:
Black
black coffee,
coffee, just black coffee.
water.
Or
Jenny's
just black
talking
tea or
about
whatever too. Black
soda.
tea, black coffee.
What about soda water?
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Because carbonation ain't gonna is doesn't affect anything.
You can't have any flavoring though, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this is soda water, but it does have flavoring. So
I almost don't know if we can say soda water for some reason. Is there's like guanine in it or quinine or something?
hmm.
I think that's tonic.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. There's a difference there for sure. I don't know. I actually never looked up soda water, but I just assumed.
Soda
So
water sounds to me like it's probably fine. It's water with
or
bubbles in
not
it.
soda water, it was sparkling water. That's what I was thinking. Is
Yeah,
that the one?
there you go. That's different now.
Totally different.
Anyway,
I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up.
okay.
But for right now, I'm thinking black coffee, black tea, water.
Black coffee, black tea, water, and
Hmm.
nothing until now
8
8 p.m.
p.m.
tomorrow night. Let's just say whatever 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Love
And
it.
when we did this a couple months ago, I'm not kidding. Everybody in my family here, my wife and my child got like a cold, a pretty bad cold, headaches. I did not get that until about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I had like a runny nose thing, but we talk all the time, and it was probably like 3 or 4 days of like congestion,
Just real minimal.
and call it a
Love
week
it.
if you want, but that was it. And so I'm not contributing it to that, but a lot of people were getting sick this past, little,
2 weeks. Yeah,
maybe there's something to it. And so I decided,
there
listen,
is.
and you're like, yeah, let's do it again. It said something about lighting fires. So if you can light a fire, light a
Dude,
fire.
I can't believe it's been 3 months
I
since we
know.
did the first one.
I've been looking forward to it, dude. I couldn't wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pumped too. I just when you said that to me, I was like, what? I was like, yeah, tomorrow's the 21st. Holy shit.
What were
Like I
you
couldn't
doing on
believe it.
the last one? Were you doing like some other stuff? Like, were you guys like saging or something? Because you had the fire going last time. I was like
Yep,
this
I did.
Viking mode right now. It was awesome.
Yeah,
You were
bro.
real.
I
You had been
fire.
doing fires almost every night during that time.
Yeah.
You were on
Yeah, for the whole fall until I ran out of wood essentially.
yeah.
Um, and I gotta re-up. That's one of my things I gotta do this winter is re-up. Hang
Yeah, my guy needs to come in too. I just called a guy about wood the other day. $100 for a
on. Yeah.
truck, which is a third of a cord. $100,
Yeah.
not bad. He said he was sold out though, but that he has um wood that needs to season, so it needs to just sit on your deck
Yep.
for a year. He's
Yep.
like, "You want that?" And I'm like, "Well, and next year I would be set, so
Yep.
maybe I get it." It's only 100. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah. No, it's not bad at all because I get like a half cord and it's almost twice that. So
Well, that makes sense because I see what you're saying. Well,
yeah.
otherwise, buying 4 logs at the gas station for 6.99.
No doubt, man. Exactly. Or Home Depot is usually where I go. But yeah, they just come with a truck and dump it in my driveway and I go stack for days in the wheelbarrow. I love that. But yeah, last time I did fires every night, pretty much all the beginning of fall, because it's still fall. But then I did a sigil too, where I wrote down what I wanted to let go in the season, then burned that up and sent that up into the heavens. I've been reading the Bible nonstop, but I did actually run into a lull, like I was telling you guys on the app, where I haven't been reading for maybe 2 weeks now or so. So I've been behind there, and I haven't been using the app either. Um, but that's all right because I've still been reading. I still been going down that stuff. But that was kind of I'm trying to think of what else I was doing then.
The Bible
That was
thing.
pretty. That was pretty much it. The Bible, um, the sigil, the fires. And I just sacrificed some stuff that I wanted to sacrifice in that sigil, pretty much. That was my sacrifice.
I dig that, man. I didn't do that,
Hmm.
I don't think, last time. I don't
Well,
recall, actually.
let's
I mean,
do
I
it.
had fire, but yeah, I don't think I wrote anything down. I'm excited to do that.
I have my sigil paper right here, so I'm gonna
Dude,
do it
what
right when we're done here.
talking about that? We're talking about fires. There was something else
Yeah, it
about.
was a lot of fun, dude. We fasted. We forgot to add that. We fasted. We were talking about a bunch of good stuff.
Oh,
We were
the,
talking. Go ahead.
the Bible thing. Sorry. So okay, so we're doing the Bible for a year, right?
Yep,
We're like 100. We're almost 200 days through it. We're pretty far through. But I mean,
dude, it's
whatever.
insane.
If you were on track, right, or not you,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I'm a little
I'm
behind, but you're
about
right. Just the time that's passed has been nuts.
I know. I'm about a week behind, probably, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I've gone back and forth from the app to the book. I
sure.
did a lot of it in the beginning, audio, because I was outside walking.
Love
But when
it.
I walk inside, it's like it's a racehorse. When I walk inside on a treadmill, I can't listen to like stories because
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't know. I feel like there's TVs on, there's people around, you're just standing there. It's like I'm not. It's a different brain thing for me.
Oh,
So
it's a different vibe, different energy, different
yeah,
everything.
it's everything. So like I don't do that, and
I
then
agree.
but I would be listening to in the sauna and stuff, which I think is good because they say learning in the
That's
sauna is really good. Yeah.
awesome.
Um, but then I got now to the place where I don't want to read it on the app anymore. I want to read it in the book. It's
Yes.
a little bit longer in the book, and also the point was I wanted to read the book, and so yeah, I flip flopped between reading on the app, listening, and reading, and now I'm like, going back to just reading. Yeah, on the in the book.
I love the reading aspect. I've only really listened a couple times when I was sitting in the airport
Yeah,
and I was like, "Hey, I don't have the book with me and I really want to stay on track." So I started listening a little bit. But then I went back and read it when I did get home, and
yeah,
it was pretty cool because I had been able to then kind of figure out some of the names and some of the lingo that I
yeah.
was having trouble pronouncing and like reading. So that helped out a little bit, like kind of giving me the the lead on some of those because when you're talking about like uh Arabic names from the beginning of time, it's just like I don't know how to say that. I don't even know how to read that.
Dude, with that. I liked it because listening a little bit because it was more of like a story, and I was following the story, and I was like, oh yeah.
Hmm.
Except when it was like they would go down and they would tell you the lineage. You would like Adam begot
Yeah, that's
got
what I'm saying.
blah, blah, blah. For like 10 minutes. I
Two
was literally like
pages. Yeah.
zoned out. Yeah. So I started skipping a lot of that stuff because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this. I'm sorry. I'm not going to read this.
No, you can. It's honestly
I
that's
read.
just lineage. I mean,
I
it's
read
not
a
necessarily the word.
I know. I read a bunch to be fair, and then I was like, okay. I mean,
That's
I
what I
don't.
said. I couldn't even pronounce half those. So,
But I'm enjoying it. I am. I have to admit, I'm.
oh, are you kidding me? And everybody that's listening, or everybody that is, because everyone is listening, because we're all
Yeah,
connected. But anyway, anyone that is listening, anybody that you tell this about, anybody that is listening that they tell about, the Bible has nothing to do with religion. Absolutely nothing. Zero.
what you got?
Nothing.
What is it?
Well, that's what I mean. Like religion was created based on the Bible, not the Bible created based on religion. Like I think people have it backwards, man. So that's why when you start talking about the Bible, immediately people think that you're some religious thumper
Yeah.
when that's not true at all. Like I could give a shit about going to church. I could give a shit about all these man-made rules and all this man-made bullshit when it comes to religion. But I believe that there's definitely something in the word, and I definitely believe that there's something in un um unredacted Bible as well. So, like, for example, when people use the word God and they're like, "Oh, God, help me," that's not his name, bro. We were talking about this earlier,
Oh yeah.
and I don't think people realize why their prayers don't go, or they why their prayers go unanswered. It's because you're calling the fucking wrong number. Okay, his name's not God; it's Yahweh, and Yahweh is who is the all creator, who has his name all over the Bible. But because people in the 1500s wanted to control everybody and they wanted to, like I said, like change the text and kind of nerf your spirituality, they took the real name of the creator out and they stuck in God. So from then on, you were praying to nobody, you were worshiping nobody, and you were completely tricked into believing that. And just because everybody said it so many times for so many years, centuries upon centuries, everyone thinks that's what it is, and it's not. You can go back and you can see the 660 references that were removed from the Bible, previous to the King James version. And then my second favorite is Jesus. So, and I always tell this story because this is one of my favorite. Imagine walking up to the gates of heaven and you're like, "Hey, man, I accepted Jesus as my savior, and I worship Jesus throughout my life, and I'm a big Jesus fan. I got his T-shirts and everything." They'd be like, "Who's Jesus?" You know, and everyone's gonna be, "Oh, this guy's blasphemous. Listen to him talk." The letter J, the sound, everything didn't even exist when Jesus was on Earth. Okay, his name is Yeshua. That's his real name. So when you are talking about Jesus, I don't even know who you're talking about. That's some made up man bullshit. That's some religious crap. It's
Yeah.
Yeshua, which is closer to a translation in English to Joshua. But again, the letter J wasn't invented until like 1630 or something like that. I can't remember. Someone can fact check me on that shit, but it wasn't zero. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So you got to get through some of the bullshit, some of the nerfing, some of the books that were removed, some of the names that were changed, because they did that shit on purpose. And they did that shit on purpose in order to control all of us. So the word is there, but you have to do some detective work. You have to do some research on what the real word is. But it's there. It's there. And
It's
yeah,
a,
just change some stuff up.
and you start, looking into some of that stuff. You start looking into,
Yeah, that's how you find it. Yeah.
Graham Hancock. You start looking into, the
Love
numbers,
Graham.
coding, the pyramids and stuff was really.
Yeah.
I know you throw pyramids in here, you might as well say UFOs to people, but you know what I'm saying? Like the math behind all of it is very, very interesting to
Oh,
the point
I was just
where
talking about the golden
now
ratio.
it's telling, well, that, and it's telling the story of procession. It's telling it, even the Bible itself is
That's
telling
all that.
the story
Yeah.
of the flood, which has been told in,
Flood
hundreds
myth.
of
Yep.
different years, that we all have the flood culture. We
Hmm.
all experienced that across the whole earth.
Yeah. So all these stories jive. So you know that there's something there. All these places exist, and they've been finding proof of existence and proof of validation of a bunch of these stories and takes of the past. So I mean, it's all there. It's not like it's total bullshit. So that's why I said a lot of it is still spot on. They just strategically changed some shit in there in order to pretty much enslave you spiritually. That's all.
Yeah. So there you go. Like, okay, so that back to the time, we'll tie it in with that. Back to time.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that goes
You,
right
you
back to time.
spending your time doing things that, and that's why it leads me to the farm. Pressing on Jenny for the farm, saying, hey,
Oof,
the long game, but she's coming around like
man.
to the point where what do you spend your time doing? You spend your time cultivating your property, whether you
Yep.
hire people to do the crops because that's not your thing, and maybe you work with the animals or vice versa, but you are spending time living. It's like the pioneer. People will go live like the pioneer in the woods because what do you spend your day all day doing? Spend your time day prepping, like
Surviving.
first fixing your house, prepping your food, storing for the winter, like
Yeah.
like and so when your day to day revolves around you sustaining your life, you're not um
It's
procra-
impossible to be depressed.
you're not procrastinating. Yeah, you're not
Mm,
around. You're doing things that you have the motivation to do because why? Because they're like they're basic needs. And
yeah.
that's like
Yeah. When all that shit gets taken care of,
when you
that's when stuff starts going wrong.
to that, then you're spending your time doing productive things and that's where I think, to me, that comes. I'm not doing all this other stuff. Like, yeah, I'm working out, but it's because I'm working out all day. I'm working.
Hmm.
day, it's like I have, so
It's so
that's
true, dude.
what I
It's
want to
so
go.
true.
And people will say, "Well, you don't know how to run a farm. You know how to plant a thing. Well, like that's part of the
So
goal.
what?
That's
That's
part of
the whole point.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of it too. Like that's part of that journey. I will be learning these things, and when the time is right, I will have that. But like, because that's where I want to spend my time.
You wanna know something funny that you say that, right? So, I always talk about this too. Do you know who the most dangerous person is
Danger
in the
Jones.
world? Well, I could be. Um, the most dangerous person in the world is somebody that knows how to do exactly what you just said, live off the grid, sustain themselves, like, where they don't need anything else. They don't need the government, they don't need stores, they don't need trucking lanes, they don't need internet. They don't need TVs and bullshit because they have to, like you said, they have to take care of the house. They have to grow their food. They have to go get the water. They have to, you have to fucking sew your own clothes. Like whatever you want, you have to have the sheep, shave the
Well,
fucking sheep,
hey,
turn the sheep into this, and then make your own clothes, bro.
hey, you can still order from Amazon. I'm not talking about whittling the
I'm
thing.
talking,
We whittled it out
yeah,
of wood, Jenny.
I'm talking sewing your own fishing nets
Now
and
you can
shit.
go there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can go there. But and I think that if you would have, in my vision, you have a farm when you supplement from the grid, you supplement what you need, but you're not reliant on the grid. So yeah, you would be.
So that's dangerous, but the most dangerous is sewing your own
Oh yeah,
fishing
no. If you're
nets.
talking about you need to be able to sew your own. So yeah, seriously, you need
Yeah.
spindle. You need to be Rapunzel.
Yes, you need to know how to whittle. You need to know how to, trap animals in the wood with, like, rope and twine.
Yeah, you need
You
to
need
run.
to know how to,
A
like, make your own ghillie suit out of leaves and hide in the bushes and shit.
yeah,
You need to know how to do all that.
yeah. You need to
You
be
need
able
to
to
know how to
whip.
store goods in the dirt underground in a cellar.
Yeah, there's a guy. There's plenty of them, but there's a great guy. It's called Corporal's Corner on YouTube.
Okay.
And every whatever week, every episode, he goes and he shows you how to build another shelter. He'll be
Yeah,
like, "Today we're gonna do a reverse under shelter with a heater," and then
like in the middle
he'll
of nowhere.
yeah he'll build a shelter and he'll make a dinner while he's doing it, so that and then he like sleeps in it. And some of them are super
Dude, I
elaborate.
love those.
Yeah,
I
and some
love
of
those
them are like,
channels.
we got to make one quick. Oh, he's like, I told you we'd do a rain one. We're doing a rain one today. So it's like pouring rain, and he's like trying to do this thing. It's
Look at
pretty
Tim. Look at Tim. What did
cool.
I say?
He's probably listening to
He's on 5 Twitter Spaces. He reacted in the wrong window.
Tim. I love Tim, Twitter NFT Tim. I love him. You're so supportive. You're everywhere. I was telling Tony the other day, here's what I do now when I go on Twitter. I immediately search your name and I see if you're in a space. And if you're in a space, I go join it. For one, because I want to hang where you're hanging.
Yeah,
Two, you
yeah,
know what's going on. But the other
yeah.
day, you were in one and it was only like chicks. It was like one other dude. It was like girls. It was like girls happy.
Oh, you're selling them out.
Saw him in there, and I was like in there with you, obviously. But I'm like, he
He was
probably
probably
knows.
on stage. This dude's like he's like the guest presenter at these things now. Everyone knows him. He's so popular,
But
bro.
it's smart. No, no, no. Truthfully, I mean that's funny. Actually, it was funny. But like it's smart because you can. I tell you, I learned so much. I learned about the Trump NFT while it was live. I was in there with Ashley and a bunch of her
Dude, it
people,
blew
and
up
I was like, and I was listening to them, and I was like, you know what? I should have bought one and just flipped it because they were flipping them right away.
for sure.
And then I didn't do it because I thought it was pure shit. I couldn't believe that was the. I couldn't believe it was the real thing. It was all photoshopped.
Yes, he Tim says yes, yeah, for sure, man. I mean that's what I was reading on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, today is my I just got out of jail, everybody. I just wanted to
Crypto
come
chick,
clean.
yeah, crypto chick. That's a cool project.
Crypto chicks.
Yeah.
I just got out of jail, folks, and I just got out of Twitter jail. I've been in Twitter jail for how long? It's been like 8 months or something, Joel. It's been a while.
Has it been that long? I didn't
It's
know
been
what you were
a
doing, and then you were like getting kicked off with new accounts, and I couldn't find you, and then it was like
dude.
every three, and then I was like, I don't see you anywhere. I was like, ah, fuck it.
I
But you know,
was I was I was donezoed, and then I jumped onto our company account and started going ham, and then I got reinstated. I don't know if they just loved what I was putting out there. I don't know what happened, but I woke up to Tim or you, one
it
of
was,
you two,
it was,
sending. Tim's like, you out of jail? I'm just like, What?" Like I set up in bed, I'm like, new user," or something like that. I was like, "Wait a second." So I started logging into all my accounts because I didn't know which one that was.
Elon got you off.
And one of them was active, and I was like, "Hallelujah!" I was like, "Holy cow, this is amazing!" I
Dude,
was like, "Yes."
you know what would be interesting? You should post like, "Hey, don't all Tesla owners automatically get unblocked, or don't all Tesla owners get an automatic blue check?"
Mm, I
I would
like
post
that.
that. I would post that.
I
All Tesla
like it.
get a
Hey,
blue check when
Elon,
you buy a Tesla. Fuck yeah!
or yeah, but no red, a red check because
A
that's
red
their color.
one for the.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah!
or a red T like the Tesla symbol.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. I'm gonna have to talk to him. I'll see what he
Drop
says.
him a note. Drop him a note.
Yeah, I will. I will. Yeah, maybe I'll fly my PJ out to the space station. Or no, what does he call it? What's he call it up? The Starbase. I'll fly it out to Starbase in Austin there. See what's up. That's what we should do. Me, you, Tim, whoever wants to go. But we should go out to Starbase. That would be dope.
What do we
Austin, Texas.
get a fucking tour?
Yeah, get a tour of Starbase, see some of the rockets and the Raptor engines and all that shit. That'd be incredible.
Hold on a minute. I gotta go around the camera for a second, but tell me more about Starbase. No,
Starbase.
honestly, what is it? It's headquarters for the launch pad.
For SpaceX, yeah, man, they're gonna turn it into like this mecca. Like they have all these plans and stuff. You could find it online. It's where they're building the that Mars rocket. What's the name of it? Their big ass fucking Mars rocket that they're gonna launch everything over to Mars, and I think they're gonna test it by launching some shit to the moon or something. But yeah, so they have this gigantic facility. There's been tons of tours and stuff on YouTube that you can go search as well. But they're gonna build like this whole facility where they have like this river and all this natural stuff everywhere that's kind of surrounding it, and then the launch pads everywhere with the huge like catch crane and everything. How they catch the spaceship as it's coming back, or the rocket as it's come back down. Like this gigantic hand comes out like and grabs it and
Oh,
fucking
after it
puts it
lands.
back down on the ground. No, as it's landing, it gets like super close, and then this arm grabs it and is like, "Get over here," and then sets it back down because it's so fucking huge. This rocket,
That's
but
so.
but their normal boosters do land by themselves all the time,
I don't know,
all the
man.
time. But Starbase is what he called it, Starbase, Texas, and he bought a shit ton of land there to build this place, dude. Look it up. The architectural and engineering designs and stuff are awesome. It looks like something out of the future. I was like, "What, dude? It's 2022, almost 2023." I was like, "We should have had this in like 2019." We're
Man,
like, we got shammed. Like, I thought we were gonna have way more cool shit than this, like in the future. I don't know.
dude, one last
All we
take.
got is cell phones.
Got a couple minutes left on
Yeah, yeah.
Bitcoin ATMs.
Man, that could be huge. I was actually thinking about this. And again, not to mention Tim again, but Tim has been talking about this forever too. But the fees are just fucking awful. And I was thinking, I'm like, so what happens if there's a situation where, man, I don't even know. I'll just say it. We could talk about it out loud. Where you can't access an exchange like Coinbase or something in order to take your digital money from your bank account, bop it into Coinbase and buy Bitcoin. Let's say they ban it all. Would you still be able to get Bitcoin through an ATM if you just took and fed like dollars into it? You know what I'm saying? Like 20s or fucking hundos in there. And then it
Yeah,
spits out the TX, and you can actually then just take the actual the little piece of paper and then just scan that shit into your phone straight to your wallet or whatever, right?
that's exactly what they
What
do.
am I
They
missing?
got a little laser printer and it prints you the ticket thing. And
Yeah.
but the fees, like I've been reading, are anywhere from 5%, but up to like people are charging 20% shit, right?
Yeah, Tim, the one that Tim went to, he said it wasn't even worth it. It was like almost as much as what he was trying to get out because he was just trying to show his kids this or something, try to
I
mess around with
know.
it was for his
I mean,
kids or
it'll
something.
probably come down, but I think if you put it in a high traffic area, you kept your fees low, and you just took the 10 or 12 grand per machine, 10 grand per machine per year, and you just sucked it up, and you had easily 10 to 20 machines, no problem. In the next handful of years, you could get out.
Yeah.
But then, like,
No,
um,
why get out? That would be like the fucking heyday. You'd be
well,
like 10,
no,
five,
I don't mean
five
get
years from
out.
now.
get them out. I don't think it would be a
Oh,
problem.
oh, oh, you have that much time to get them out into
10
the
to
stores or
20.
wherever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think I was like, okay, so look at ATMs. I mean, I think it's a dumb idea not to do it because I think it'll be just as crazy as a normal ATM will be in how
Mhm.
many years that is. I guarantee, and we'll look back and think, what the fuck were we thinking? We already saw them do it with ATMs. Why didn't we realize they were going to do Bitcoin? And
We
so,
talked about it on this podcast.
yeah, and then yeah, it's a fucking no-brainer, especially in the, I'd say, lower income communities where more money's
They
coming
need access to
overseas.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, more money's coming overseas, and you want to get your cash, and you don't want a bank, and it's just like bang bang, and you just take it out. Now, most of them are, Tim, the two-way. You could do two-way, which I would rather get a two-way. It's a little bit more expensive, but just the one-way where you can only
P2P, peer to peer?
no, like you can buy and sell, like
Okay.
trying to say,
Yep.
or you can just sell. I think is that what? Yeah, you could just sell. So it's like I have Bitcoin and I need cash.
So you turn it in, you get
So I'm
cash.
selling my Bitcoin for cash or whatever it is
I
instead of
like I like the two-way.
I think yeah the two-way, but they say not like Tim like 80% of the transactions are um sell.
Probably right now, yeah.
Because everybody's and it's not going to be exchanged. Not everybody's going to walk up with the thing with their card and pay. They will and they can, but people are still going to want cash just like they do now. We can all pay with our phones, but ATMs are still hot. It's always going to be you're always going to have cash. You're always going to have
I
well
think I think
cash
we
will
would like to always have cash, but I think that they're gonna nerf that too.
they will, but that's going to I don't know. You're right, and that's why I thought the only stop would be to the Bitcoin thing, but
I think you're right.
I don't know. I think you have a plenty of runway before the cash leaves the system.
I agree. I
I think
agree
you
with that
have 10
too.
years to capitalize on it. And even if you did the lowest ones, which are like, 5 to 7 grand entry point,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I think there's plenty of money to be made, man.
Especially during the next bull run too for crypto. Whew, man, I think it's gonna be pretty fucking wild. I think this next one with the macroeconomic situation going on, that shit that happened in Japan last night where
Yeah.
they tapped out, and then I thought the markets were gonna be bloody as hell today because of that, but I was wrong.
I'll do
I just think
yeah.
everybody went on vacation.
No, I see what you're saying, actually.
So it's a
The
perfect storm, man.
the last couple days because I had an option that space or galactic or
Yes,
whatever,
space. Mhm.
Virgin Galactic, like went up the other day, and I was like, it shouldn't have. But then the news came out today, and my option went to 75% in the green in one day. Except
Mhm.
it had gone 75% the other way the previous day. So I'm at like, I'm even. I bought my option one day too early. It would have been perfect. I would have made it, I would have converted in one day.
Yeah,
But
that's freaking dream scenario.
yeah, it was really cool. Um,
But yeah, 75%. That's why it's my rule of thumb because I've always seen that happen where it hits 75%, you're like, I'll wait till 80. And then boom, it expires worthless. You're like, why didn't I take 75%
no,
profit again?
that's smart. I'm gonna start I did that when you said 75. I thought, you know what? That's not being greedy. It's great. Tim, if you're still here, dude, what do you think about
Fuck.
Bitcoin ATMs, man? Like, here's the deal. Okay, I'll print a business card and I will go try to get one of these installed. I'll go try to sell one even without having one. I'll talk to some people I know that own bars here or
And be like, hey, can I put a Bitcoin machine in here? Blah, blah, blah. And like give them a whole sales pitch.
totally. Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
like
The guy
this.
actually I work out with, we're there every single day. Greg List, he owns a couple bars and a pizza place in town. And at least I fucking talk to him about it. But
Yeah.
I don't
Kick
think
it
that's
around.
the place for it to go. I think it needs to go like near the gas or something. But I could talk to him about I don't know whatever. I mean I don't.
It's just a good person to have to be able to chat about some of that stuff because I guarantee he's had people come up to him and ask him the same questions about not Bitcoin but other things, maybe just other types of vending.
Yeah,
Yeah, ATMs, whatever. He probably has an ATM or something in some of his or both of his bars, I would assume.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a great guy to pick his brain about it. Yeah,
He says, man. No, it's interesting. I mean, I think right now here, this is what I love about it. I think if you told somebody that you wanted to do this, they would tell you think you're an idiot.
of course.
And that's why I think it's a great idea because it still seems like a foolish idea to a person who's not involved in crypto, so to speak.
Oh,
But like
snap.
the way I see crypto going, I think it's a great 5 to 10 year play. What,
Boom.
which one is the
Two-way.
two way?
This one is
I've been
a
looking at
it's
Satoshi
on
too.
it's a chain bites or something.
Look at Google
That's what it's called, chain bites.
Google Satoshi 2.
Or hang on.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
I don't know, let's see.
Looks like you have gloves on.
Those are just my fat hands. Satoshi 2.
Satoshi 2 ATM or whatever.
Bitcoin
And then
ATM.
we got to wrap. It's been an hour.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what did you? This is like fucking a virus. What did you have me doing here? Oh, here it is.
I don't know. You
Is
clicked on
it Genesis coin, Bitcoin ATM,
the
Satoshi
Genesis is
models?
like, that one's like 16,000, but the one on the right,
This
I
one, this
like.
one,
Yeah, but I
that
like the
one.
right. It's slicker.
Yeah.
It's buy sell. It's about 15, 13K or something like that. So it pays itself off in a year, and then every year
Ooh.
10 to 12K. And that's like if the market, I mean, who knows what the
Man,
market's going to be like in 5 years? It might be more, but yeah, I think this is a
this
smart
one's
move.
8,500.
I'm gonna try to get one.
Man. Oh, wait. This the basic model is 7K
Yeah.
with a banknote recycler.
So like for a two-way one, always in for like seven, at least seven. If you're just doing like
Okay, that's like the floor.
yeah, if you're just one that does like one-way transactions, like only sell,
Wow.
it's like maybe 5 grand or something or 4 grand.
Dude, that's really cool. I'm gonna look into this a little bit. I'm gonna bookmark this.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, you get 20 of those, that's 200K passive income. Well, not passive, you're gonna be like, that's 200K if
No,
they're
it's
all
passive.
10K a month or a year.
You can hire a company to go collect too. You know?
This is going down. This is probably the best business I've seen yet. As far
He's
as
pumped
like,
up.
I think it's got
He's
some real.
pumped up.
Anyway,
Well, you know what we should do is next time we'll bounce, but next time we should bring Timmy on if we could do three, and then we could talk about his research with some of the ATM Bitcoin stuff or
I,
his crypto experience, NFT experience. Period. You
I
know,
would love
let's just get
to
him
hear
chatting.
all the stuff. Yeah, from him, 100%. I don't know if we can. When I try to go live on the app, it says go
Too.
live, or it's like go live with somebody thing. So, but before we did on Zoom, we could easily do it again.
That's a great point. Maybe we could do something like that, and then I don't know if he's down for that though. He's like Mr. Incognito, you
He is
know.
a little bit. The only other thing we could
Yeah.
do is, well,
Twitter
pack,
Spaces. I'm
pack
back.
or we should do one to welcome you back. Or I was thinking Discord, but we record it because the video inside of Discord is awesome. I
I
love
love
it.
it.
All right. Well, thanks,
Yeah,
brother.
we haven't been there enough. We gotta maybe we do that. But for sure, I'm gonna go do this fast. I'm gonna go do this fire. You tell me how it's going to give me some updates, throughout the day. We're gonna do this. Are we gonna do this every Tuesday? Just so that if anyone's listening, we got it on here?
Yeah, I think we do that. We do it here until we get you to 1,000 followers.
Okay. I'm gonna work on that too.
I think yeah, it'll be easy. We'll make one good post, and then I'm gonna sponsor it, and we're gonna push it so that you just get 1,000 followers, and we can cut to the chase.
Okay.
Otherwise, you got some work cut out for you.
I'll do something epic, about Nostradamus predictions for 2023 or something.
Done. Yes.
All right, dude. Thanks for hosting, bro. And then we'll talk in a little bit.
All right. Later, man.
Later, bruh. How do I leave?